One country, one trophy. The 19th of July, 2026. And after weeks of cold data, deep analysis, and historical patterns, I can tell you exactly who's going to lift it. Spain is winning the 2026 World Cup. And before you say anything, stay with me, because what I'm about to show you isn't an opinion. It's a verdict built on numbers, history, and facts that most people are completely ignoring. This is the biggest World Cup in soccer history. 48 teams, 3 host nations, the United States, Canada, and Mexico. 104 games, and only one team survives every single round. The bookmakers, the algorithms, the prediction markets, they all agree on the same top 5. Spain, France, England, Argentina, Brazil. But when you dig into the cold data, one name rises above everyone else, every single time. The Opta supercomputer ran 25,000 simulations of this tournament. Spain won in 16.1% of them, the highest of any team on the planet. Polymarket, the world's biggest prediction market, puts Spain at 16% probability. FanDuel has them as the #1 favorite. This isn't bias, this is math. Let me tell you exactly why. Euro 2024. Spain didn't just win it, they dominated it. 7 games, 7 wins. They were the only team to go through the entire group stage without conceding a single goal. They beat Italy, they beat Germany, they beat France, they beat England. Not squeaky 1-0 wins, dominant, controlling, technically perfect performances. Spain became the first nation in history to win the European Championship 4 times. And this same squad is walking into the 2026 World Cup as reigning continental champions with 0 major changes. Now let's talk about their players. Rodri, the best defensive midfielder on the planet. The man who controls the tempo, reads the game 3 seconds before anyone else, and was named Player of the Tournament at Euro 2024. Pedri, creative, precise, unstoppable in tight spaces. And then there's Lamine Yamal, 18 years old, already one of the 5 best players in the world. At the Euro, he scored goals that made entire stadiums go silent. He's the kind of player who changes a game with one touch. Spain can call up players from 5 of the top 20 clubs in the world. Their squad depth is terrifying. When one player gets injured, the next one coming in is just as good. No other team enters this tournament as both the #1 ranked nation in FIFA rankings and defending continental champions. That combination has never lost a World Cup. But here's the truth. There is one team that could beat Spain, and that team is France. France is the most talented squad in the world on paper. Mbappe at Real Madrid, Dembélé, Barcola, Thuram, Koundé, Tchouaméni, Kanté returning. And behind them, a new generation that's terrifying. Cherki, Zaire Emery, Doué. France could lose 2 top-level players to injury and still be in the top 3 favorites. That's how deep their roster goes. In prediction markets, France and Spain are essentially co-favorites, both hovering around 13 to 16%. And here's the biggest game of the whole tournament that almost nobody is talking about. If France and Spain meet in the final, and the data says that's the most likely scenario, it becomes the greatest soccer match of this generation. But here's what separates them. Spain is a collective machine. When Yamal has a bad night, Nico Williams steps up. When Pedri is off, Dani Olmo takes over. France is elite, but when Mbappe disappears in a big game, the whole system shows cracks. And in knockout soccer, that inconsistency is fatal. England, 3rd in the betting markets. Kane, Bellingham, Saka, Foden. One of the most explosive attacks in the world. But England hasn't won a World Cup since 1966. 60 years of hurt. And in the biggest moments of the biggest tournaments, the pressure gets to them. Ask any England fan, they know it. Brazil, Carlo Ancelotti is taking over. Vinicius Jr., Rodrigo, Endrick, a pure attacking machine. But Brazil hasn't won a World Cup since 2002. 24 years of silence. With Ancelotti, they go deep. But deep enough? The data says no. Argentina, the defending champions. Messi will be 38 years old. This is his final dance. his last shot at immortality. And emotionally, it might be the most powerful storyline of the entire tournament. But defending a World Cup title in a 4-8 team format with more games, more fatigue, and a generation that's getting older that's an impossible mountain to climb, the numbers agree. And then there's the team nobody wants to talk about enough, Morocco. In 2022, they shocked the entire world, knocking out Spain, Belgium, and Portugal to reach the semifinals. They did it with organization, discipline, and a defensive wall that nobody could break. Now they have that experience. They know how a World Cup works. And this time, the world knows them, which makes them even more dangerous, not less. Morocco is the most credible upset threat in this entire tournament. So here's the final answer. The data says Spain, the Euro 2024 title, the FIFA #1 ranking, the Opta simulations, the squad depth, the tactical coherence. Every analytical model points to La Roja. The only team that can steal it from them is France, if Mbappe plays at his absolute peak and everything goes perfectly. But in soccer, perfection is rare. My prediction, the most honest, the most data-driven call I can make: Spain versus France in the final. Spain wins the 2026 World Cup. But now, I want to hear from you. Drop your winner in the comments right now. And if you think Morocco is about to shock the world again, put it down there. Because this World Cup hasn't even started, and it's already the most exciting tournament in soccer history. If this video gave you something, share it. Because we're going to cover every single moment of this World Cup, all the way to the final whistle on July 19th.